She said her name like she on famous and shit. Like we supposed to know who the hell she is already.
Hey, that's how you waving off every.
She said her name. Go ahead, baby.
Deja Marie.
She said her name like she on famous and shit. Like we supposed to know who the hell she is already.
Down the road. That's when I knew I had it.
She said her name like she on famous and shit. Like we supposed to know who the hell she is already.
Hey, that's how you.
Yo, let me give it to you right all night. No, we ain't never gonna stop. I never had it like this before. No, gotta keep it together. Yeah, that's right. It's a real good, a sexual fight. Give it to you all night, right? I'ma take you somewhere, and sweet, delicious things. Only you, I'm so gifted. See the flags on the wings.
Him and his guitar player were trying to get me to the after party, but I said, I'm a good girl. I didn't do that. I'm sorry.
She said, I know what's happening there. I'm going to stay home.
You don't know what kind of stuff they going to do. I might have to whoop up some Winchon. That's so nasty.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to From Her Point of View Talk Show. It's sponsored by Isaidit Management. This is your girl, Deja Marie.
And your girl, Lily the Goddess. Welcome back, everybody.
If you all would like to be a guest on our show for the females, please give us an email at fromherpointofview@aol.com.
Or if you would like to be a sponsor on our guest for our show, you can also email fromherpointofview@aol.com. So let's get into it. Today we have our celebrity guest, Senior Network Provisioner, owner, CEO of Tranquil Sisters, Teresa Morgan. Welcome to the show today, Queen.
Well, hello, everyone, and thank you so much for having me this evening.
It is great to have you. Thank you for coming.
So, I'm all ready to talk to you girls about our point of view and relationships and all that fun stuff that comes along with it. This is exciting to be a guest on your show this evening.
Good.
What's your zodiac sign?
So, my zodiac sign is Virgo. Earth sign.
Oh, welcome, Virgo. Virgo power, Virgo season is coming.
Yes, Virgo is
It's
it.
fitting. It's fitting. What's your
Very,
idea
very
of a first date? A proper one.
My idea of a first date, a proper one, would be somewhere pretty low key where we can actually indulge in a conversation. I wouldn't necessarily say like a club or anything like that. I've heard some people go to a club for a first date. Not really my thing. Definitely meet in a public place. Maybe even a Starbucks, just to have a frappuccino or something. Talk to you, see if I even want to get to know you and see you again. See what your conversation is all about. What your thoughts of life is.
And so what would you tell them? Because you would start with what you do, and what do you do, and where can people find you if they want to follow you on social media?
Sure, they can find me as Tranquil Sisters. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. I actually make scented candles as well as intention candles. I'm totally into manifesting, spirituality, all those good things, as well as have some good fragrances in your home, whether it's floral, your manly fragrances, whatever you desire. I can whip it up for you.
I'm a lavender girl.
Okay,
I love
I
lavender.
got you. I got lavender. And I have actually a lavender and eucalyptus mix is really
yes.
very soothing, very tranquil.
Very.
I'm also a network provisioner, and I've been doing that for a long time, a very long time. I ain't gonna say how long because I'll tell my age, but I drop circuits. I extend fiber from the DMARC panel to the customer suite. So things of that sort. Work with different carriers to get technicians out. I'm the only lady at my job that currently does it, and I enjoy that a great deal.
That's amazing.
What's up, Wonder Woman?
Yes, I actually did a photo shoot with a network provisioner before, and we did photo shoots on top of they look like scan discs, but they were bigger than my entire body. So it was really different and fun. It was like a computer, like a technical kind of shoot. So that was really fun and different. And I've never seen something so big. Like all the information they must have had on that thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
When they told me that you were coming, that's the first thing I thought about. I'm like, oh, that might be something that I did that photo shoot for. It sounded kind of similar, but I think it is.
I think so. Yeah. So it's fun. It's exciting. I enjoy it. It's always interesting when the guys join the call or whatever I'm on, and they're like, "Okay, Teresa, well, who's coming from your side?" And it's like, "Oh, it's me. You got me."
There you go. You know what it feels like to be from her point of view, then.
Yes, absolutely,
all the way through. I was going to say I would like to second that question you asked, Lily, because I definitely totally agree with your answer there with going somewhere public and things like that. But I wanted to expand a little more because I'm a very outdoorsy type person. So I would definitely say the same type of thing, but meeting somewhere outside, maybe still public, like a park or something like that. But I'm very adventurous and spontaneous. So going for a walk or something like that. Of course, you don't walk down no private little alley or no path, but but something like that where you get to kind of really get to know someone outside of everything else, all the distractions that we have in this world. And sometimes when you're outside, it gives you more of that sense to want to put your phone down and things like that. So you can just really enjoy nature and getting to know each other. So I definitely would say the same public outdoor, but outdoorsy or something where you can just have one-on-one time. I know a lot of people that would like to go to the movies, but I feel like that takes away from the time you all get to get to know each other. That could be more of an intimate, second, third, fourth, just hanging out type of date. But the first one, I think you really should be able to get to talk to each other.
I think so too, because if we're not able to talk to each other on the first date, I mean, what is there to, continue? Why would we want to continue the date?
Yeah,
we're not even able to communicate day one.
You're going to have to be able to talk if you're around me.
Going to the movie is equivalent to the social media distractions. It's too much.
Yes,
it's way too much. And then there's a wall up, and then you're not communicating, interacting, growing a foundation.
Yeah,
foundation. I see you.
It's you're still putting up a front or building that wall. You're still kind of blocking being someone that you're really not all the time.
Absolutely. Because
Mhm.
everybody's paying attention to the movie, and it's like, how am I getting to know you, though? What would make me want to come back to a movie with you?
Exactly. It's easy to both like the movie or have things in common about the movie, but it's like, do we have things in common with each other, or do we have similar interests, things like that, or it's like with me, I'm an artist, so well, actress, artist, same type of thing, but I definitely need someone that has a passion. It doesn't have to be with music or art or modeling, but it has to be someone that has like a passion in life, something bigger than themselves, that they really like a dream, someone that is aspiring to do something more with themselves. So that's definitely would be able to be figured out in those first couple dates. I would hope.
I agree.
What a good start we're off to already. Shout out to all of our viewers right now. Miss
Yes,
Lizzie,
hello,
Miss Shelly,
hello.
Miss Cassidy. Big shout out. Big
Good
shout
to
out.
see you all. Thank you
Hey,
so
Shelly.
much for coming.
Hey, ladies.
What are the warnings that the red flags that would lead you to walk away from that first date?
I would say, so I'm a good listener. So I'm going to listen to everything that you have to say. And if something that you say maybe a few minutes later or throughout the date becomes contradictory, it's just kind of like, yeah, red flag. I might call you on it depending on how much I'm into you. But if not, then it's just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, true. That's very true. Sometimes it's like, is it even worth the argument or the hassle? Because you already know at that point, like, okay, yeah, that's not. I would definitely say someone that's not really family oriented.
That's a good
Because I'm
one,
a
too.
very, very, very big person on family. Like, I understand if you've been through things with your family and stuff like that, but it's different to still love them and try to get through it,
Absolutely.
opposed to just, you hate them, or there's, people in my family I don't get along with the best at all the times, but I still love them regardless. So family is definitely big in my eyes.
I agree with that. Family is definitely big as well, because without your family, regardless if the situation was good or bad with them, that's what molded you into who you are. So, it kind of gives you a little insight of the person when they start to talk about their family.
Very true. Very true. So we do have a question. It says, okay, so all are okay with someone with a dream, but not examples.
I didn't understand that question, so I didn't ask it. I was like, huh?
So I think they mean like, do we have more examples as to what someone with a dream would be? What would you all say? Like, I think they're basing on my question that I said earlier, like having a passion and a purpose and a dream, wanting more for yourself. So I guess like an example, I would say just a career, someone that's doing something or working towards what they want to do in life. Even if it doesn't always have to be like right now, a lot of entrepreneurs that's higher up right now, doing your own thing, and with us with acting and going after our stuff like that. But I also would say like someone that has a career, or someone that's goes to school to further their career. Just someone that's really trying to do more with their life, opposed to just stuck in one spot. Is kind of what
and just dreaming about it, like where there's actually examples of the person actually putting their dreams and goals into work versus just dreaming about it, being a dreamer, but they're not taking any moves or taking actions on the dreams. Yeah, I'm guessing that's what that's what I was getting from the question. I wasn't really sure. But good. Thank you for putting that out there. Yeah. Okay. She said it exactly. So you hit the nail on the head, DeAsia.
Oh, you helped, girl. You helped. We got it.
Being stagnant for so long, it's like, so what are we going to do here? We all go through different things, and when you fall or you decide you want to change the path, so how do we change that path? Like, what do we do? What are the actions involved? What drives you?
Yes. There has to be something there that pushes you. That's one of the main reasons why I moved here to Chicago, to start following my dreams and do things that I wanted to do, opposed to just sitting around working the same job that I didn't really like or want to be at. And then now I love everything that I do. So it's great. Pushing yourself definitely is one of the things I would say I admire in a relationship, or in my partner.
Drive and motivation. And maybe seeing that partner will also motivate you too. Like if you start to slip and then you start to have a moment because you keep getting no's, or you keep getting people not, because I think that we can agree that there's some sort of problem in the air I'm not so sure what it is where people are not really reading. You could put material out, but they're not really reading the fine line, the fine print. They're not reading everything, and so you want your partner to kind of help you, because that right there's a lot of things that could be discouraging. Number one, you put something out there, people not reading. Then all the information's there, but they say, "What's this?" Like they say, Teresa, what do you do? And you're like, did you not read?
Right.
And then obviously they want to know more about you, and then you go on that first date or something, whatever the case is, and they're like, okay, I don't get what you do. And I said, well, I've explained it to you, it's in writing. What else do you need? You know what I mean? There's a lot. So he has to motivate you. Someone would have to motivate their partner to be able to keep pushing on, because usually people say that what discourages them from doing what they love to do, whatever that is, it always has to do with just the lack of people seeing it. And it's actually more than that. Sometimes people just not reading, or they're not taking initiative. So that right there also could be discouraging. And also, let's just sit a lot. You need your partner to kind of give you that push, because they would need that too if they were slipping, and they would need you.
Absolutely. Somebody to, hold you accountable, help you, of course, in a positive way. Don't hold me accountable and, be degrading.
Break you down. Right.
Right. Hold me accountable, keep me positive, keep me honest, and create timelines together, and then you can go shopping once you all have met those things on the timelines, or whatever it is that's going to make you happy.
Yeah. Like very constructive criticism. Someone that wants to see you do better no matter what. Absolutely. But they're going to push you opposed to tear you down.
Yes, that's important.
And what about cooking?
Here we go.
Only one person cook or both cook?
I think both should cook. I think cooking is fun. It's a good way to get to know each other even further, and it can be actually very sexy.
You said it. I was thinking it.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. Romantical.
Yeah, cooking could be very sexy. Whether it's just dicing up the vegetables or whatever it is, and he's behind you and you guys are talking, he's right here in your ear and you're having a conversation and you're getting to know each other on an intimate, still clothes on type of situation. But
yeah,
it brings you guys together.
You heard it.
Would that be your first or second date for cooking?
Oh. You said, would that be a first or second date?
Oh, is that what you said, first or second date? Oh, that would that first or second? That might be like a fifth date for me.
Fifth?
For me, okay. Yeah, I'd have to get to know you before we're like, I'm in your house or you're in my house. Yeah.
Well, what if you go out to one of those places where, it's you take like a course, like you both
true.
like kind of one of those courses, like let's say sushi. Not everybody eats sushi, but not all sushi is raw fish. I promise you.
This is true.
So thank you. And so, let's say you say, hey, you know what? I want to do something outside the box. Let's go to this cooking course class. It's a one-time thing. They either have it free or they can do like a special or whatever the case is. Yeah. So if it's not in the house, are there exceptions? The fact that it's not in the house and you're like where you're going out to a course taking, with and that person's your partner, and then there's other people, maybe other couples doing it too, and then or other dates.
Yeah,
you think that would be like maybe a third?
Yeah, that'd be like a third date. Once okay, this person seems pretty decent. I want to continue to get to know them, because then you have them to yourself, because I'm sure it's a little station where it's just the two of you, as well as other people, so you get to see how they interact with you and others.
True. Elizabeth Smith also said, I think both should cook together to have fun.
Yep.
And I definitely agree with that. It could be fun. And like we said earlier, bring us together a little more. It looks like we have another. Letitice Howard said, oh my God, my ex had me cook for her, but then it made me so sad when she didn't want to eat it.
Oh,
how do you guys feel about that? Okay. Actually, I will say, so I've cooked before and I'm not the best cook. So I thought maybe, well, is it going to be good? Is it good? But I've had people eat my food every time. So I'm like, were they just lying? Or were they just being nice, not telling me they didn't like it? So I guess.
Well, they said that I'll just buy gifts from now on. No, you don't just have to buy gifts from now on. You're silly. So silly.
You can go to like one of the places you were saying where they cook in front of you. They just have them cook in front of you, and then you get the same kind of experience. You don't got to make the food.
There you go. That part.
And then what's that? It's not sushi.
Is it romantic to go bowling?
Oh.
To go bowling?
Yeah.
So for me, I would say no. I'm not a bowler, but I mean, if you're into bowling or things of that sort, it's nice. I mean, you have that one-on-one, as well as there might be somebody or another couple in the lane next to you, so you can still see how they're What's important to me is to see how people interact with others, not just me. Because, we're going to go out in public if we date and we end up liking each other, whatever the case is. I need to make sure that you know how to conduct yourself in public. Not just at home with just me.
Very true. Not going to embarrass yourself or me.
Karaoke or something. Karaoke, another possibility for like
I love karaoke.
I think that's what everybody has a problem is like they have a hard time putting together what comes first in the dating system for date number one. I think date number one is sort of easy to kind of call, but then people have a hard time with date number 2, 3. What would be appropriate? What would be moving too fast?
So what are you thinking, ladies? What do you think like a date number 2 would be? So we said number 1 would be maybe outside or a Starbucks or something, just where you can get to know the person. So date number 2 and 3.
The beach, like if it's like, but not like, don't have to be like in each other's bathing suits, like, but there's actually like
a walk on the beach.
I'm in Florida, so I'm thinking like Florida stuff, Florida. So I'm thinking
the lakefront for me, but
definitely like
they got the tiki bars. They got over there by the beach. You got a lot of people that they like the salt life. You got walks along the beach. They have a strip that has all these different restaurants and stores and shops to go to. So something like that for a second.
Okay.
Kind of like, the first. So then the first, it's like, it could be like, again, in where there's other people around. I guess you got to kind of keep it consistent for the first, second, and third with the outdoors, staying outside and being like in nature and being surrounded by other people. Again, like you said, Teresa, interacting with other people and see how it works, the energy, and see how consistent they are.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do they put up a front when it's just when that person put up a front when they're just by themselves with you? And then
exactly, that does show a difference. Who you can be in public around other people. Do other people rub you the wrong way? Is it hard for you to start conversation with other people? A lot of times I feel like that also tells in a relationship. Like I used to have an ex that like pretended and hated my best friend so much, like they could not stand each other. Was we were younger, so it was not as serious, but like they just couldn't stand each other. And then like a year or two later, they had a baby by each other. So it's like, what was that complete front that you always were making? Like you would get mad at me because my friend was around and stuff. So it's like, are you being quiet around other people because you don't trust yourself, or you don't trust how certain things would play out? Or are you just not man enough to stand up and, lead a situation? Because like I said, I also agree with what Lizzie just said too, spontaneous. Like that's one thing, I'm so spontaneous. And if you can't keep up with me, I'll get bored. So it's like, you have to be able to make sure, like, I'm going to have fun regardless. It's just the Aries in me. But I don't want you sitting around being a bump on a log while we're together either. Right. So it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, can we do things together that we both would have fun doing? Or would you just kind of close down if we're doing something that's more like my type of thing? Because I'll go anywhere. I can go to, we had somebody say pedicures, rage room, coffee dates we agreed on, and things like that. So it's like, I'll go skydiving. I'll go, to a water park. I like all the roller coaster. I'm like terrified of roller coasters, but I still get on them. And so it's like, I'll do something to make sure that the person around me is enjoying their stuff as well. So it's like, are you accommodating as well? I also need that spontaneous, like, can we just think of something and go do it? We don't have to like make a million plans all day. Like, oh, we have to do this, this, and this, and this. Can we just have fun together? That's my type of spontaneous.
Definitely. And be open to compromise, kind of like what you were saying. You know, we want to do something my way today or my type of date. And then the next time we do your type of date. You got to be able to compromise, or else, you know, somebody's going to get bored fairly quickly.
Exactly. Very true. And that kind of goes back to like the cooking and everything, or doing something that person loves, even if it isn't cooking. Like if that person likes to do like paint, I'll go to like a sip and paint place or try something like that. Or, you know, because I'm not an artist at all. I don't draw. I can barely color in the lines. So we'll just stick with my
willing. So that makes it good.
But I'll try. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
And what about something calm, like, you know, because we mentioned about dates where we go out, interact with other people, but there's also some nice calm dates they're you know, like a yoga course class. And I think those things entail both doing something spontaneous they probably never have done, or like you said, being flexible and choosing everybody. You know, you take a turn today and we're going to do this. Okay, and now it's your turn. That could actually be super fun if you engage in something like that where both of you agree they're going to have some fun and say, okay, you choose it. And hopefully you don't get somebody being sarcastic saying, you know, trying to choose, like say, oh, I got a great idea. Next day, the day comes where it's supposed to be the day. Actually, I was just saying that I don't really have an idea. I was just hoping we could just sit in together. Then that right there just makes it goes downhill. It really does. It's like, really, I was excited. I'm thinking you actually are like a fun person that can come up with all these fun ideas, and you turn out to be a dud.
See, that is, I mean, but you can find fun things to do in the house. What about playing video games or go pull out some cards?
Oh, I mean, when they try to do that typical thing where they try to, you know, they trying to get to
I see. Okay. Trying to be slick. Okay, trying to be slick. Exactly.
That part.
Trying to get you on the couch in the bed somewhere.
That's right.
Instead of, I see. I thought you were saying inside dates are boring. I was going to say, what? But yeah, I definitely agree with that one.
So that comes with the inconsistent. To be consistent, if you're telling me you're going to make plans for us, then be consistent and make those plans. Don't come up with, oh, well, by the way, let's just do this at my house.
Yeah, no, you see what I'm saying?
I got you. I got you.
That's being lazy, I feel like, and like being slick and like just kind of
slick, right?
Not trying to engage in like an actual.
It's also insulting, don't
experience.
You think it's insulting?
Yeah, very true.
It's a little disappointing. Then it makes me wonder, like, what's your agenda?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If that's all you ever want to do is just go in the house and hang out. And like, no, there's a lot of things. And also too, I would say like with sometimes a lot of like, would you think like there's also free things to do outside. There's things you can do. It doesn't always have to be about money either. Or we did have another one. I love vacations. So when is a good time to go on a vacation date? It doesn't have to be sexual. They just love traveling. So it's like one of those things that of course costs a little more money to travel and things like that. But is it you want to always do those things because of money and luxury, or is it to experience and see new things and experience the world in a different view with each other? Because, you know, I don't think that it's honestly, it's whenever anybody wants to go and feels comfortable with certain things like this. I don't think there's like a time limit for any type, even like the first date type of thing. If you're comfortable with going to a more private place with that person the first time, then that's their comfort level. But I definitely would agree that all three of us kind of agree that that's something for later on down the road. Absolutely. Now, a vacation, if I'm not going to go to your house, I'm definitely not going to travel across the world with you. Right. I'm sorry.
Right.
Like, because obviously you're going to have to stay in a motel room or something. You're going to have to stay in an Airbnb, something. You have to have somewhere to sleep. You're going to be in a either Uber or a plane, or like, I guess on a plane, it's more public. There's more people, but you're going to be going with this person by yourself. So you have to know you can trust them for sure. Definitely have to know that you're going to trust them.
Right.
But it looks like we are halfway through. We're going to go on a little quick intermission here. Please enjoy the commercial, and we will see you all back here shortly from her point of view.
Stay tuned.
See you all soon.
Don't go nowhere.
Because we're coming back.
and these are my official sponsors. Shout out to business owner Dolores Green on Facebook, and please go visit her at hairbossbiz.com. You can contact her directly at hairbossbiz@gmail.com. Also, shout out to CEO of MIA Entertainment Group, film, TV, and producer, the legendary Mimi Acosta. Shout out to business owner and podcast host Sophia Latrice. She has a spa in Plainfield, Illinois, and visit her website at lenisialex.com. Shout out to CEO and radio personality Cantone. You can visit his website at streetscienceradio.com. Shout out to author and animation commercial creator Linda Gregory. You can visit her website at lilyb.com. Shout out to business owner, the elite reader and licensed phlebotomist Cherie Patterson. Call her directly at 469-340-6489. And shout out to author with both her audiobook and hard copy novel Through the Eyes of Nitsi, Denise Donnerson. Order her book today on Amazon. The celebrity interviewer, I said it, and I approve this message.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to From Her Point of View with your girl, Lily the Goddess, and
Deja Marie. Good to see you all back.
our lovely celebrity guest, Teresa Morgan.
Hey.
Yes,
Hey.
it's been a great episode. I am loving it. All of our comments, all of our questions. It's definitely been a good, engaging conversation today.
And we definitely still got some really good, interesting questions from our audience here.
Yes.
Lizzie says, I think whatever you do with your partner and make it fun is important. You have to be spontaneous. She agrees with us that you have to be spontaneous with dating. Elatice Howard says, what do you feel about coffee dates for date number one? Well, what do you feel about that?
What we had kind of touched on a little earlier is coffee dates are awesome for date number one. Be in the public area, kind of just, have a moment with that person, but yet you're not necessarily all the way alone because you're in public in case you need to slip away because they're a little cray. But hopefully you're not. But you're able to, indulge in conversation and just engage a bit and see where that person's mind is at. If they're interested in the same things you're interested in, and kind of see what the energy is and go from there. That's probably
just in case anybody missed it. That's the answer. And since you make candles and you do that very tranquil, masterpieces, couldn't that also be considered a nice date to do too?
Yes,
that's a great idea. I'm actually getting ready to start planning classes where people can come in and, perhaps do a couples type of thing and make candles. So anything one-on-one, even if it's a paint type of situation, like a paint and sip, which I think Deja had mentioned earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
Just something where you can be in public. There's other people around in case, again, somebody's a little strange and you need to get away. But clearly, I have interesting first dates, ladies. But
I was just going to say, how do you feel? Have you ever had to call a friend and have them, or text a friend and tell them to call and say it's an emergency?
Yeah, I have, and I had to just find my great escape, and I went on about my business. I wish them well from afar, but it just didn't work out for me. But it's just better to be in public, just in case.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And then you somebody had a question for you, Deasia.
Oh.
Kathy says, rage rooms. What are you trying to get out?
Oh,
when you said rage rooms, Deasia, I was also thinking, the paint clubs where you go paint.
Yes, and you go paint at each other. That is so fun to me, girl.
Yeah,
I'm that person. I like different random. So it's not about what I guess. Yeah. So the rage room, honestly, it was so fun. I did do it because I wanted to get, aggression out and things. I'm an Aries, so it's not easy, or not very uncommon for me to get out rage because I'm just a very, headstrong person at times. But I definitely feel like that actually, when I saw that question, I thought she was saying, what is your partner trying to get out? Like if it's on one of their first or second dates or something. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I see what she was saying there. Definitely if it was our first date, I would be a little nervous. Like, wait a minute. Are you trying to am I already stressing you out?
Like rage room is one of those places like where they're throwing axes or something like that, right? Or beating up a television.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
When we walked in, there were plates set up and cups and printers. I had ink. Oh my gosh, I had ink inside my nose for like a week because the printers still had ink in them. So I'm like just bashing at it, and they give you crowbars, and you get to choose a weapon when you first walk in. You get the goggles. You have like a apron to protect your clothes, but it didn't do anything. The ink was all over my clothes, all over my shoes. I wore like some cute shoes, not thinking. I wasn't paying no attention. Like I was thinking about glass, not ink. Mm-hmm. So, but it was definitely worth it. It was, I think we did 30 minutes. My wrist definitely hurt a little bit afterwards because the bar was like, I grabbed one of the heavier bars. So it was heavy, but very fun. And then afterwards we got to play ping pong and pool, and, that, just to kind of release after you get to let out all of that energy. And we had a little drink and then got to enjoy ourselves. So it was nice.
Good.
It was definitely nice. I would say it was more at first to get outraged, but then I had a lot of fun. Like you would think you go in there and you're like all angry the whole time, but like I was literally laughing, like dying laughing the entire time I was doing it.
Yeah, that seems to be fun. Plus, everybody, we work and some may have kids, so it's a good way to kind of bond and try to, figure out, is this even worth the bond? Do we have anything in common? So it's kind of, I'm beating this up because my boss works my nerves, and then he might chime in and his boss works his nerves. So you kind of got something right there.
Yeah, there you go. That's a great way to look at it.
Have you ever heard someone say to you, I don't know what to do with you?
Whew. Yeah.
And I mean, like, like, I don't know what to do with you. Like, I don't know what to go, even though we just like what we explained, we're like jotting down a whole list of all these things you could possibly do on a date. And you even tell that person, I'm down to do this. I'm down to do that. Like, I like to try new things. I mean, like it's whatever. But then they still say, I don't know what to do with you. And then when they go out, they're not talking to you that much when they're around folks, but then when it's you and them alone, they're talking to you a little bit more. But it always seems like there's a wall, and it's like the eye contact is lacking. You start to get the feeling that you're more of a physical object than you are a possible partner.
Yeah, that's not good. It's not good.
Yeah, very
definitely
true.
Read that energy up front so you kind of know, hey, this ain't gonna be it. I mean, unless that's what you're looking for at that moment in time to pass you over. But no. I mean, it's that would be a no.
Next.
Yep. Real quick.
Yes, exactly. A big red flag. Like, okay, you don't listen, obviously, because it's especially with me. I named so many things, and I'm so spontaneous. It would be like, yeah, no, okay.
So did you not
You're
observe
not even
anything
trying.
that I just said? Like, you're not even listening. That's a red
Right.
flag.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to
Yeah.
repeat myself.
Thank you. Oh my goodness, that's probably one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, I don't mind, if you really didn't understand, but if you're not listening to understand and you're just, you're just sitting there, you're just not paying attention. There's a difference now. Now it's getting irritating. It's like if
Right, and then
I'm
there's also
explaining
a fine
something.
line between like repeating and then just kind of reiterating, because some people, remember, their perception is different. And then that's another thing that we all learn about when we go on a date with someone. We could be dealing with somebody that they understand what you said differently than how you meant it to be understood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It don't mean they're slow. It just means they just took it differently.
Right.
I always say 6 plus 9 or 6 plus 3 equals 9, and so does 4 plus 5. So it's like one of those things where it's like you can always get something different, or you can always come to the same conclusion with different paths. So it's like, okay, if you didn't get it my way, but if you can kind of interject and understand or explain to me what you got from it, and then we go from there.
Right.
That's different than just not paying attention or not picking up on what I was saying. So I definitely would agree there as well. Like, it's two differences. You got to pay attention, but if you don't understand, there's a difference. That's for sure.
I agree with you.
I think so. We do have another great question here from Shelly Lampkin. She says, when do you feel it's good to introduce someone to your parents?
Oh. Let's definitely after several dates later. I mean, it's not really necessarily a timeline though, where I could just
thank you. Oh my God. Praise the Lord. You said it. You took the word. Listen, we're linked. You took the words out of my mouth. I was even gonna say you could put like a time on it. It's more like a feeling than it is a time.
Yeah,
very
it's
true.
A feeling. And you'll know the feeling. You'll read the energy. You'll have that feeling when it's right, and that's basically the time when to introduce them to your parents.
Yep. And also siblings. Lizzie says, should you introduce your parent or your partner to your siblings or your parents first? I would agree with the timeline thing, but that's also kind of whoever you're closest with, I would think. If you want their advice.
To your siblings first or to your parents first?
I would do my siblings first.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. My mom always meets everyone first, but she's like my best friend. So
I love it. Mine too. It's beautiful.
It's like one of those things where it's like I have to tell her. She's the one I talk to about everything. So you get to meet her first usually. My siblings, they come a little later.
Hook you up though. The siblings could hook you up on your date. They help you, and then they help you get prepared for the parents, and they kind of support you like on the sideline.
True. That is true. That is true.
This is true.
I think my siblings are a little more I wouldn't say judgmental, but they're gonna be the ones that are gonna push your buttons a little bit more than my mom would.
Yeah.
My mom would make it comfortable. My siblings are gonna be the ones that are like, so who are you? And what are you doing here? Why are you want to be around my sister?
You might have a point.
What are your intentions and what? Like, could you let them get out, get through the door first, please, y'all?
Interrogate them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't run them away already.
Right.
That part.
You would think that would be my daddy, but he'd be the calm one too. He's a Capricorn.
Right.
So,
Siblings. You gotta love them.
So what do you ladies think about? I saw something on TikTok where there was a gentleman dating a young lady, and he was taking notes about everything about her. Have y'all seen those? Where he's taking note. You saw, okay. So he's taking notes like what she likes, her favorite color, all that stuff. Is that a turn on or is that just too much?
Okay, so it was cute until you said and then I really realized that kind of, if you're taking notes about everything, it's one thing to kind of make a mental note and what's that movie, Stomp the Yard, when he remembered her eye color was green, her favorite color, that part. That is cute, but it's if you're taking notes on every little aspect of my life, then I'm gonna feel like I'm being therapized, like a therapy session.
Almost I think there's a fine line somewhere. Notes. I think first of all, it is flattering, but if it depending on what we're talking about, it can get creepy. It can dance on the creepiness.
Yeah.
Yes.
So borderline,
It's like a gray area. It's like you're creeping towards creepy, to a little bit.
I agree with you there. Because it was like, okay, my favorite flower, my favorite food, restaurant, all that good stuff. You know, my shoe size, you need to know that. You need to know, like what size I wear as far as clothes. But some of the other stuff, it was a bit much. It was a bit evasive.
Yeah. Okay. That definitely makes a difference. If you're knowing every little aspect.
Yeah, it's okay. Pulling hair. I'm gonna keep it PG, but pulling hair, yes or no?
Where did this just come from, Lily?
I gotta throw them out there sometime because sometimes people want to know the physical yeses and nos. Pulling hair, yes or no?
Pulling hair is a yes.
Yes, it's a yes, but you gotta make sure the hair is done a certain way.
Right. This is true.
If I just got my hair done, I'm gonna be a little upset. Like, okay, chill out a little bit, just for a second, just for tonight. We can wait till after my event, then we
make sure it's not a hairpiece.
Right.
You just pull my hairpiece. What are you doing? Oh, I thought it was your real hair.
Like, you better learn the difference now.
You better learn it quickly. Or else we're gonna have a whole situation.
That you're gonna have some more some $100, a couple $100 just laying around to give to me.
That part. Because now you gotta get my hair done over.
Right. You better pretend and pull my shirt or something for tonight.
That was a good question, though.
Funny.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
That was a good one. You got me a
French. Yes or no? First date. French kiss. French kiss on the first date.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What kind of kissing at all on the first date?
No kissing. I mean, for me, you better be happy if you get a hug.
Right.
See, now I'm a hugger. I'm definitely a hugger. I hug everybody. So
yes,
I'm definitely a hugger. So if you want to hug, I'm that person.
All right.
I know what I got to look forward to when I meet you in person, Miss Deasia. I'm like a tiger. I consume the person. I'm like,
Yes, I love hugs. Me and my cousin, I actually still to this day, like, I'll run up to her and I'll just be like, big hug, and I'll just put my arms out and I'll just run and jump in her arms and she just holds me and we just do our little thing. I definitely am a hugger.
That's sweet.
What about you, Miss Teresa? Oh, he said, LT says no kissing.
I just saw it too.
Finally, a guy says no kissing. Very good.
But look what he said next. I will sleep with you before I want to kiss. So.
Oh, man, you just messed it up, dude. I gave you a compliment. You don't just messed it up. Oh, Lord. Leave it. See, there they go.
Lily done got this conversation
that's what I'm
started.
Look at that.
I would definitely say kissing before sex, but it all comes together sometimes.
I think so too. Kissing before sex, it definitely comes together. But I guess, this day and age, anything is bound to happen. So maybe that's why he probably said no kissing and sex, because I think some people take kissing very intimate, but to me, sex is pretty intimate too. So,
but people view it so differently nowadays.
They do.
Just, I definitely see what you mean by that, because kissing is definitely more intimate, but people do have sex way more than kiss. So
they do.
Like, what are we doing here?
This is true.
Yeah, and that's weird how they balance that out. I would think that both kind of are like related.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like, exchange saliva and all that.
I'm with you.
Oh my. Okay, so
I'm with you there.
Speaking of saliva, how do you guys feel about the spit thing? If someone you're having sex and they just spit like in your mouth, not like accidentally drooled on you or like accidentally got a little spit when you was kissing, like literally full on spits in your mouth.
Yeah, no. I don't think I'm that adventurous. No thanks.
Right, I'm not spontaneous when it comes to spit.
No.
The gesture is actually insulting. It's like if a guy were to spit in your mouth, it's actually very insulting. It's actually a sign that he wants to own you, but he want to own you in like you his H.
Didn't you guys see that? Like, what was it? The little what's it called? OnlyFans thing. The guy, he was like, he has like so many followers. He's blowing up because he spits in girls' mouths, and like I don't know if these females is liking it or is it men that like it or what is going on.
Fun fact: are you ready for this? You're not ready for this, ladies. Check this out. My older sibling ran into that person, that very person that you just on social media on an online game that my older sibling plays, Final Fantasy 14 online.
Oh, wow.
And I made some of the commercial videos for my older sibling that because they use an avatar, and that guy that blew up, that's a pervert, he's actually on that game.
Wow.
And he actually left because a lot of people called him out, and they knew who he was because of his name. He didn't change it. He didn't even
Wow.
because he had it before he blew up. So then he just kind of dipped and left. And he said, man, forget you all and all that. And he actually went off. I said, really? And the thing is, the receipt, I'm all about receipts.
Yep.
It's there. The receipts are there. I cannot say that this is a lie when I can actually see the words coming up in my face and I can see people's, I'm like, oh my gosh. But yeah, shame on him. Ew.
Yeah, that's a little intense. I don't know. It's like once again, to each their own, but I'm not that spontaneous. And that is just, I wouldn't even want like I don't even like when babies spit on me on accident. So why, or like drool, like that's weird for like, why would you want that? I wouldn't, I don't know exactly who said saliva or what, but that just came in my head and I was going to lose it. I had to make sure that y'all were like me.
Yeah, like Original Sin shows it. Teresa, have you seen Original Sin with Antonio Banderas and Angelina Jolie? Check it out. The guy, a guy character actually spits in her mouth because she was an H. I'm just gonna say it like that. That's my PG.
Okay.
Actually, it's more of a WH. Excuse me, I spelled that wrong. I'm sorry. I was trying to slang it up.
I was just gonna say that. I'm with you.
I just
slang.
Yeah, I slanged it up. Okay, I know how to spell. I just slanged it up, y'all. Don't shoot me down.
Right, don't come.
But like, don't come for me. Yeah, don't do me.
Don't.
But I went.
We got you back.
It's a good movie, and very intimate. And I think that it highlights, if there's one thing that's good that it highlights, is how some people they hook up with partners that like to live on the edge, and they don't even realize it until they're already married.
Wow! So they realize it so far on that they've gotten married, and now they're finding out the true deep dark different things that the partner wants to try, huh?
Yeah, and ain't no 50 Shades either.
Okay.
And I think that comes from not having good first dates or good communication, because at the end of the day, if you're already married, you should know your partner a little bit more, or know that they want a little more, or that they even maybe have fantasies that, that you guys haven't touched on, but they at least know that there's something there.
By the time you're married, you should definitely know exactly what they'd like to try, what they're open to try. And you all should have had that conversation, or, brushed on it just a little bit so you can try it before the wedding or after.
And I got a really important question. This has been, I saw this on social media, on YouTube, and where this guy mentions that he says that he's trying to pretty much encourage his fellow male Americans not to date American women. Because apparently, in his view, we take offense whenever we're asked to sweep the floor.
Well,
I'm going to tell you what I said to him before you go and give me your answer. I said, you know what? Let me tell you something. The same could be said about you men. You get offended if we ask you to do something, and, and then with us, and it's actually could be sweet. It could be, just to support or what have you. You make a big deal about it too. So it's 50-50 if you want to throw them stones. Because and different, because he was trying to get on, like, for the men in America to go to get women from other countries because they have more, they wear less makeup, they have more natural beauty, they know their place in society, they sweep the floors. I said, now you sound like a male machista. You sound like a machista, sir, because, and then he was talking about what he called the modern woman in today's society in America, that she is more independent. You know what I mean? And she's like, she doesn't need the man. And I said, well, maybe women didn't have to evolve that way over here or anywhere. If the man will pick up the slack, stop being lazy, do his part, and then we didn't have to feel like we had to be mom and dad.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, it goes hand in hand. It's like you can't throw stones at a woman, and especially all the women in America
in
without
one society, exactly.
I think it all comes with
Right.
the way you were raised, your upbringing.
Right.
Because you might not have seen your mom and dad do certain things, but then you later developed that that's something that you would like to do, or you did see your mom and dad do certain things. So you carry those particular traits into your relationship. So it comes with
Right.
that, your upbringing and your mindset. Because if you didn't have it growing up, then your mindset will kind of let you know, okay, well, this is what I'd like. I'd like my woman to be submissive. So in order for her to be that way, I need to do the following things. Kind of like you said, Lily, the guys.
Exactly.
You got to make sure, it's hand in hand. Am I doing my part in order for her to be submissive to me?
Thank
Did you all see
Thank you.
that thing with Trick Daddy and Lisa Ray?
No, I didn't see that.
Okay, so
I did the
you
Trick
saw it?
Daddy. Oh, Lord.
Okay, come on with it.
He is so full of himself. I mean, I would say this. I mean, he really tries to play the victim. That's
Oh,
what I
yeah.
see. And a lot of times on the show Love and Hip Hop, it's a lot of it is scripted, and then some of it, only segments, is actually grabbed from the truth, like just parts of the truth.
Exactly what they want to tell you or what they want
Yeah.
you to hear.
Right. And those guys on the show sure do like to play the victim.
They do.
Like
They do.
getting picked on.
The particular thing that they filmed the other day had to do with should men pay all the bills, or should a woman help pay the bills? How do you feel about that?
I think that
A balance.
Exactly. I was just gonna say it should be, of course, like it's so different nowadays, because it's like we're not. I could see when it was women weren't going to work and all they did was, stay home and take care of their children and things like that. But nowadays, we are doing, and like Lily said before, we're filling all of those roles.
Yeah.
So, of course, it's going to have to be a balance, especially if I'm working and you're working and I'm coming home and taking care of the kids. And then one of us has to cook, and then one of us has to make sure the kids are ready to go get ready for school in the morning. And there has to be a complete balance through everything. And like how you said, you have to be stimulated. You have to feel wanted. Of course, a woman, I mean, you're going to do it regardless because that's your children. But like, you have to feel wanted and stimulated to bring all of this, to be a queen, to want to do all of this for someone else. Like it's easy to be your own queen, but when someone else wants that same energy, you have to feel reciprocated. So yes, I would say it's definitely a balance there.
Agreed.
Before we say, have a wonderful, blessed night, let everybody know one more last time, Ms. Teresa, where they can go to support you and to contact you so that you can give them your blessings and your creative works.
Certainly. You all can find me on Facebook and Instagram, Tranquil Sisters, or you can email me at tranquilsisters@gmail.com. We do make intention candles. So anything that you're trying to manifest, we are here to put those lovely herbs and oils that our ancestors once used and bring you what you need.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming on with us today, Teresa. It was amazing having this conversation with you.
I enjoyed
I loved it
so much.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much. Such great topic. Great.
I love her too. I love her. I mean, you took so many things that like from my brain, and then you beat me to it. Bless you.
Yes. You were definitely on point with matching Lily's vibes today.
Awesome.
This was great. Thank you so much again, and thank you all for tuning in to From Her Point of View. You can find me on all social media at DeAsia Marie. See you all next Tuesday or 2 Tuesdays.
Oh yeah, and your girl Lily the Goddess. You can find me on YouTube, TikTok, all social media. Just look up Lily the Goddess, and you shall find me. Just Google my name, and I'll come right up. And whatever's your fancy, I give it to you.
All right.
I know that's right.
Don't take that out of context.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Have a great night, ladies.
You too. And join us next time on From Her Point of View, brought to you by Isaidit Management.
See you soon. And don't forget, ladies, if you want to be a guest on our show, please email fromherpointofview@aol.com. more amazing talks like this.
Absolutely.